Hey everybody, got another song here. I wanted to do a video on this one because sometimes you get sent something and they give you a tempo and it doesn't necessarily stay at that tempo. It seems to me like they used a tempo to get going and then they just sort of let the band feel it out from there. It starts at 104, and it's actually at 104 for a while, but it just gets really off. And that's fine. Music can breathe, tempo-wise. I'm not really anal about stuff being on the grid the whole time or whatever. All my favorite music was made when we weren't playing to a click in Pro Tools. So it's all good by me, but it can be really jarring when you are trying to track with something and the band veers way off the click and you hear this, you know, it can be difficult. So I have the click really low just so you can hear it. Here's the middle of the song. Let's see if this is barely on. It's loose, but the track feels good. So, not on the click. I wonder if the drummer only has click, but he just doesn't have very much of it. He gets playing, he doesn't hear it. Again, totally fine. I'm not upset by that. But I need to have the click low enough to where it's not giving me that shoes in a clothes dryer feel. So, anyway. This should be a pretty easy song. It's called Rise Up. It's a very Christian song. I wonder if it's for a church or something. I don't know. The guy that sent it to me said it was a demo that he wanted help fleshing out with some electrics. So it's got a live band feel to it and has a lot of dynamics. It builds up and sort of rocks in the choruses, but it starts really open. So I'm going to start with kind of a diamond-y. Maybe so I'm playing a melody in the top voice of these chords. The acoustic's doing that, so I heard that. I'm gonna jump on it as well. See what happens here. I think there's just four clicks and then we're in. Why is the click so loud at first? Oh, he printed the first four beats. Okay, well, the important part is that it gets quiet. I'm just sitting here playing and thinking ahead. I want this to grow my part to grow very organically. I want it to be all the way through. I'm starting on the neck pickup. So when we get to the bigger chorus, I'm gonna want to switch to the bridge, but I don't want to have to switch to the bridge. So I'm gonna start over on the bridge pickup. One more. actually like the idea of not being in yet. There's 4-bar intro, 16-bar verse. Piano's kind of teasing an entrance. Maybe here's where I come in. Man, those two build sections. That's where it starts to veer off, and it is hard to play. I guess for a lot of people it's hard to play that on a click. It's hard for me to play it and follow somebody who's getting off the click. So let's take a listen to those spots. I'm not sure about that.
We will rise up, rise up. We will rise up again. Holy Jesus, blessed Savior, hallelujah.
I'm gonna try that again, because spots in it where it's not quite right. But first I'm going to tune, because that is my life. Better. Okay, let's see if I can stay close to this band on the build. Here we go.
We will rise, rise, we will rise up again. Holy Jesus, blessed Savior,
Much better. Now that I have an idea of how he was going to be pushing or pulling against the beat. Yeah, you can hear that edit a little bit. Nothing a little crossfade can't fix. Let's crossfade my entrance there. I'll move on to the next build section. Okay, let's listen to this one.
we will rise up, rise up, we will rise up again. Holy Jesus, blessed Savior, hallelujah.
I don't think it was as bad as the first one, but I still want to try to redo it.
We will rise up, rise up, we will rise up again. Holy Jesus, blessed Savior, hallelujah.
Yeah, that's better too. Maybe it's me. It's good. I'm playing it a little different. Instead of doing the kind of just sticking to the low one until the last part of it. There's one other thing I want to check out. As I was playing, I heard this acoustic part on the, I guess you'd call it a pre-chorus. It's the section right before this build where it does the 6 minor 5/7 push 1. And by that I mean the acoustic did that. So I jumped on that in a couple spots. I just want to hear it.
Darkness won't prevail. Jesus holds the keys that free me from the gates of hell.
Cool. Did have a little tiny fret part noise in there, so I'm gonna punch that spot.
Keys that free me from the gates of hell. Keys that free me from the gates of hell. We will rise up.
And then our build. Always crossfading. Although oftentimes you don't really need to do it.
Keys that free me from the gates of hell.
Cool. I think I can go with a second guitar here. You know, I might stay on the 335. And on those big sections, I've got the first guitars. I might turn my reverb off and just go. Let's do that. Let's pan our first guy all the way over. Get a new guy started. Do I dare start at the build? Yeah, probably need to.
We will rise up, rise up. We will rise up again. Holy Jesus, blessed Savior.
I think it's just inherently going to be a little bit loose in those spots, and that's fine. So I like the last 8 bars of the last chorus. I added a melody in the top end of what I was playing on the first guitar. Hear that. Check this out. That's something another guitar can sort of take off on, you know? Maybe that's the gold top. I love this guitar. It is so jangly and aggressive and rock and roll. It also feels wildly different than every other guitar I have. It's a wrap tail, so there's a lot less string tension because the string is ultimately shorter, right? From the tuning pegs to the bridge is shorter than from the tuning pegs to another tailpiece, right? Or going through the body on a Fender. So it's just got less tension, and they feel really loose. So I have 11s on this guitar. I have 10s on the 335 I just put down. And I have 10s on my Tele, 10s on my Jazzmaster. I have 10.5s on my Strat. It's just whatever feels good and whatever I can get away with. I want to be able to dig in a bit with my right hand. That's part of emoting. Like, I don't want to have to be super delicate with everything, because then that sort of aggression or urgency that needs to come through with electric guitar can kind of not really come through if you're being super light in the right hand the whole time. You want to be able to be light in the right hand, but you also want your guitars to be able to handle you not necessarily being light in the right hand. So I had to put 11s on this. That said, when I pick this guitar up and I start bending strings, I almost always go way sharp. It takes a minute for me to settle into this guitar. And that's fine, because the guitar's worth it, but I'm always really ultra conscious of pitch when I jump to the gold top. Not that I'm going to start bending strings. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to add this part to that last part of the last chorus. There isn't an outro, it's a double chorus. So as you can see on my chart, we've got our 4-bar intro, a 16-bar verse, this pre-chorus where the 6 minor 5/7 push 1 thing happens. The build happens twice. There's the first one, and then there's a 16-bar chorus. And I'm calling this section kind of a post because he sings the hook of the song. But then there's that turnaround back to the 1/4/1 thing. And then we go back up to our, I don't know if that's a pre or a verse B. The build kind of seems like a pre. And so then we go through, and you see I have this 1 right here. That means I'm only playing this line the first time. When I get there the second time, I'm skipping it. And it's another whole chorus. And so it's this last line of the chart that I started that high melody in the first guitar that I want to support with another guitar. So that's what this is for. Try it a couple different ways. See what happens here. think the droney thing gets lost. This track's already stopped sustaining, basically. So, that part helps. That makes sense. And so again, this is a Christian song. Sounds like something for a church. And typically that kind of music is more pop. I think a lot of the guitar stuff that you hear in that world was very much born out of the British. I don't want to say the British invasion because it's not that old. It's the U2 80s UK stuff, right? They're Irish, so. But coming out of that scene, there's a lot of the really time-based effects on guitars, that sort of delay thing. This song doesn't really feel like that to me. I would love to put something on it that had that kind of movement just as a bed, but the tempo drifts so much. And that stuff requires that you stay locked to the tempo. So I can't really do that on this track. But it feels more like a live band rather than a pop thing. I mean, that kind of time-based delay stuff is all over country music as well. I have some presets like you would hear a lot of that kind of stuff in CCM music, contemporary Christian music. That's a whole scene by itself too, complete with radio and singles and record deals and artists and the whole thing. And you hear that kind of stuff in that world a lot. I play that stuff when I get called for that sort of music, for those records. I don't think it's appropriate for this song, just because this is more of a singer-songwriter with a rock band, and it's got a very live feel, especially with the tempo sort of breathing, you know, again, not necessarily a bad thing. So maybe I do something a little more, if there's going to be an ambient bed or pad kind of thing, maybe it's just a long verb. Maybe it's my favorite pedal ever, my Boss DM2. Just I think sounds so awesome. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll start at the top and just create some sort of bed that isn't a rhythmic dotted eighth delay based kind of thing.
All this pain and trouble is like final hour is near. People searching through the rubble for Savior to appear. I speak the words of the gospel, Lord, fall upon deaf ears. So shout it from the mountain tops for tear down this temple, bury it in the ground, but no rain will live.
Oh, there I go. Check my tuning. Nothing worse than sliding a little bit sharp. I think we can get in on that pre-chorus or verse B or whatever it is. Let me give myself 2 bars of pre-roll so I can make sure that that bed before this section is consistent.
Oh, is it you can tear down this temple, bury it in the ground, but no rain will deliver what is there. We will rise up, rise up, we will rise up again. Holy Jesus, blessed Savior,
I don't feel like I need to get back on that. We've heard a lot of that, so I might just be out for these 8 bars that make up this verse B. So you notice in the chorus I was playing some sort of long. There'd be vocal, and then there's a little gap. Just some kind of move. Look how low an action this thing has. I want to check that out at the end of this chorus. That's just a little pitchy, so I'm going to grab that spot. Oh, not there though. I'm sorry, I'm losing this guitar in the mix. Let me turn some things down. Grab this again. Turn my old guitars down. They don't need to be at the front of the mix anymore. It's like I can hear this enough to hear when it kind of goes out. All right. that's it. That's not it. Now I'm gonna open strings out. It's all falling apart. Okay. Forgot about that turnaround. Okay, now that that's all pitch corrected, we're gonna let this go by.
Jesus holds the keys that free me from the gates of hell. We will rise, rise up. We will rise up.
Back to our rattle. That's going to veer off. It needs to not be so close to it. That again. I'm going to listen to it though. It seems a little premature. Like I do this strong, and then nothing happens, and then the part starts that I reinforced. So maybe I don't go high there yet on this part. I think that's probably the move. Here we go. That's cool. That part's still in there, but there's kind of a guy going for it that veers off from it up high. It works. I like it. I like things that work. So now, crossfade that punch. Oh, I did a couple other punches that I didn't crossfade. I'm gonna get to those. I think I'm good on this song. There's so much vocal. There's spots to answer it in the chorus. I'm doing that. The verses are so down. I don't feel like I need to add more stuff. The build, I feel, thankfully, I feel like that's okay with the two guitars. Building with the drums that sort of get a little nebulous with the tempo. I mean, that's a totally valid thing. It's one way to convey emotion in a track, is to lean forward against the beat or pull back. And sometimes you do that too much, you know, lean too far one way or the other. But it lends to a very live band feel for this song. So I think I'm good. All right. See you later.